Well, there's numbers. It basically, you expand the use. You can have more animals, or excuse me, more chickens than you could previously. More chickens per acre, yeah.
How many chickens?
It depends on how many acres you want it. So here we have a maximum of 2 fowl shall be allowed on lots of 10,000 square feet and smaller. For lots larger than 10,000 square feet, 1 additional fowl shall be allowed for additional 2,800 square feet. The maximum number of fowl allowed for any particular property shall be indicated in each special use permit issued pursuant to the section. Again, we are not voting on this law tonight. It's been submitted by one of the board members for public review and comment. Go ahead.
Dan Drexelius, 1149 Whitehaven Road. I've lived here my whole life. When I moved here, I was in first grade, okay? So that's about 57 years. And I moved over here and my grandfather had 500 roosters behind my house that my grandfather was kind enough to give to the family so we could build over here, grow our family. 500 roosters are crazy, okay? I'm gonna tell you that. I like the Rod and Gun Club that's 3 doors away. They make less noise, okay? I've also had chickens my whole life. Still got chickens. My story will be that they all got eaten by a weasel this past fall, okay? So we're gonna replenish them in the spring. My son has had a nice little business of selling fresh eggs to all these different people. He couldn't be here tonight because I knew this meeting was gonna go well into the night. So I'm speaking for my son that's 12. He really wants to have his chickens. He gets a dozen because guess what? Chickens give you an egg a day. Chickens do. Roosters give you nothing. You don't need a rooster to have chickens, okay? And that means baby chicks, all right? And you don't need it for it to get eggs. Chickens just give you eggs every day because they're really nice about that, okay? So, I'm for the chickens. I'm for the whole thing. It's nice to see my son create a nice college fund already from selling eggs on Grand Island. And he's got his own group of people that come by because they want farm eggs, free-range chickens that wander around my yard, okay? Unfortunately, the weasel got them. So, ban the weasels. Thank you.
My name's Tom Thompson, and I live on Long Road, 2487. I got about 150 right now, hens. My birds are commercial birds. They're free range, and they've been here, my birds, for the last 19 years since I moved back here. On Grand Island, if people want to have a law, that's fine. I'd like to see that it be more governed toward what the Cornell people say at college, and they've got quite a good idea of how you should regulate your agriculture and your livestock. And I believe the number is 1,000 pounds per acre.
I'd like to read something to you so that you can tell me whether or not you really support that or not.
1,000 pounds an acre?
No, poultry.
What about it?
Half an acre for 12 birds or less. 1 acre for 13 to 20 birds. Over 1 acre, no limit. That's
So,
the Cornell.
yeah,
That's the Cornell.
Amen.
So when we get to a regular residential lot like I live on, I have more than an acre, so I could have as many chickens as I want if I follow the Cornell.
But you're talking in your law that you wrote, that you had Hudson Russ write. I don't think there's anything mentioned in there about that.
No, limits it
No,
to
that's-
four,
that's-
it
that's
limits
why-
it to a certain number.
That's why I didn't follow the
I mean,
Cornell
First of all,
recommendation.
why do we need a law right now about chickens? We just formed an agricultural district
Because
here
there's
in Grand
people-
Island. Listen to me.
Yes, sir.
We just formed a district here on Grand Island. We got 40 people into this district that want to grow chickens, they want to grow beef, hogs, whatever.
That's good.
It's good. Are we gonna write a law for hogs? We're gonna write a law for beef? We're gonna,
I hope not.
maybe we should write a law. Yeah, it's bad enough doing this right now. It's just ridiculous.
That's not what we're doing. What
We
we're
don't
doing is,
need another law.
I want to tell you why we're gonna do
We
it.
follow the New York State agricultural guidelines.
You do, that's correct. There is a house on Grand Island, I'm not gonna tell you where the house is right now.
They're probably hiding their
They have
chickens.
approximately a half acre. According to our law, they can't have any chickens. They would like to raise 3 chickens for the eggs, just like Mr. Drexel is talking about.
Yeah, but you-
Currently, in our town, that's illegal. We would like to change that so it is legal for those people to do that. That's what this law is.
I think in defense of one thing Ray is saying is that the law is antiquated in this regard. It does, the definition of agricultural animal is just too broad.
And there's no mention.
Yeah, there's no mention of, and the environment has changed. The concern I have is, are these standards appropriate? I don't know. And we've looked at every other community's laws, they're all over the place,
In
you
my
know?
opinion, my opinion is that we go with what Cornell says, we follow the rules, and everybody's happy.
Just out of curiosity, would the proposed law impact the number of chickens you currently have?
This is gonna impact it any way whatsoever.
Okay.
But
I was
do you-
just wondering.
So do you think it's okay on a lot like, let's say in Sandy Beach, they should have 100 chickens?
All right, would you say that the city of Buffalo should say we can have
They
5
don't-
chickens
Yeah, they don't have
on
100
a
though.
city lot?
They don't have 100, they don't follow the Cornell
No,
standard.
but what happens in that case is the state comes in and says, guess what? This guy has 500 chickens in his basement. We can't have that. It smells, there's a mess in his yard, it's a complaint, and the state takes care of it.
I'm lost though, I don't understand how that affects, in a small residential neighborhood, following the Cornell standards for 100 chickens, where they probably should only have 5. I don't see,
Who's to say how many they should have?
I guess, well,
Yeah. And their
Well, you know
neighbors-
what, I'll throw it out
Yeah,
there.
You know, I don't wanna waste your time
No,
because.
no, you're not, I'm trying to
You're,
understand.
you're a poultry expert. What I would suggest, if there's some better standards out there we don't know about, get them to us. I mean, the Cornell standards are one, but what Ray is saying is that for non-agricultural districts, we can't have a standard that says if you have more than 1 acre, you can have as many chickens as you want. Because, you know, then my neighbor could have 10,000 chickens on his property.
Well, you're gonna regulate commercial sales and everything else, and that's fine. If you wanna regulate in a residential district, that's fine.
Right. I think, well, that's what this is about, right? Residential districts?
How much of that law overlaps on the people that are already in that residential district and may have 10 or 15 or 20 chickens on half an
It's a
acre?
good question.
And I know, there's people all over this island that hide their livestock from you guys and you guys.
I mean,
Don't hide them from me.
You know what? How many people wanna see the code enforcement guy in their driveway telling them that they got 20 chickens and, you know, here you go, come on down to the town hall, let's do this little thing here, we fill out this form, you're all set, $100 later, yeah. Then you keep paying them $20 a year for the rest of your life to keep your 20 chickens in your backyard.
yeah, that's one thing, that's one thing we'll talk about internally is, I don't know how much of an issue this is at this point.
And
So
maybe
we'll,
it isn't, you know, and if the law goes into effect, fine. I'm zoned M1, I'm commercial. You know, people come by, I sell eggs every day, I'm happy. Okay, so, I'll quit wasting your time.
no, but Ray and our team up here, I think we have to consider this more broader.
And
Because you're
Keith's-
right, if there's-
Keith, you know, Keith's got more of the legal
Yeah.
side of things, so you need to talk to him some more
I will.
before you go off the deep end of this law.
Any other comments on the law tonight? Yes, one more comment, here we go.
5 foot stick of that in my hand, but no, I just check with that question.
Clash of the Titans.
Betty Hopkins, 555 Ransom Road. Wouldn't it be prudent to bring in Cornell or whoever makes the laws for the agriculture district to sit down with the town board members and the supervisor and discuss if they can have? Wouldn't that be a good idea?
The only thing is that I would be mostly concerned about is they're talking about agricultural district properties, and we're not talking about agricultural district properties. We're talking about residential properties.
Well, I
So So,
these
well, that
people
doesn't mean we
this is
can't,
out of the 40 people
that
that,
doesn't mean we can't ask.
No.
We can
No.
ask, no, those are protected. Those are okay. We're talking about outside of that zone, residential properties. But I think what Ray's about to say, Ray, you're gonna say that it doesn't hurt to call them and see if they have standards for residential properties, so we'll do that.
Why shouldn't we call them?
I'll try to get them in.
okay,
Thank you so much.
I did reach out to the city of Buffalo and I talked to them about how they go about their chicken law, and it basically mirrors what we're saying here. These are small 50 by 100 lots, and they limit it to 5 chickens and no roosters. So they don't allow 100 chickens on a 50 by 100 foot property
Go ahead.
in the city of Buffalo.
Jordan Benoit, 2808 Love Road. And I guess what I'm asking, your new law that you're considering is, all it is separating chickens from other livestock, right, or other animals, correct?
Other agricultural animals, which is a broad definition including horses. So under the current law now,
Yeah.
you can almost have no chickens on your property.
Correct.
Yeah, so, yeah.
And so I just want to say I agree with it. I like that you guys are taking a step forward to separate the chickens from the other animals, because now I can only have 5 chickens on a 5.6 acre lot because of the ruling now. I agree with it. It doesn't make sense to have 5 Clydesdales or 5 chickens, so I think the new law is evening that out. I agree with it.
Right. Thank you, sir. Okay, I want to close the hearing there for the second law. We'll get some more information on that. Someone else wants to talk? I don't see that. Who? Oh, go ahead. Sorry, didn't see you, sir. Go ahead.
Ray Shipman, 2020 Pitts Road, had 50 chickens on 2 acres. Nobody knew I had 50 chickens on 2 acres. Could've went up to 100 chickens on 2 acres, because 100 chickens doesn't take up that much space. So, yeah, after 1 acre, you probably have a lot of chickens, but the state's gonna regulate you. Cornell would regulate. I agree with going with Cornell, but I'm telling you, 50 chickens isn't that much. It's not. We had them in a 10 by 12 room, and they ranged out in a caged area. 50 chickens. It's not that many chickens.
Understood.
Thanks.
Okay, sir?
Sir.
One more. No, no, no.
Chris Cam, 2823 Fix Road, had no intention of talking tonight. I was looking here for information on chickens. So
Oh.
I formerly lived in a residential area that was more high-density housing. I think that's kind of the target of what we're trying to talk about here. I now live in very low-density housing where I could have chickens like crazy, nobody would have any clue. So I think there's a sizing issue that some people are getting a little upset about. But, you know, like I have 8 acres now. Yeah, I can have all kinds of chickens, that's great. But in my old neighborhood, if my neighbor had 100 chickens in my backyard, that would be insane. So I think you've got to find the balance, but agree that the current law with less than 1 per acre, I think, you know, cut off a wing when you can have it, might need to be fixed. Thank you.
What's that? Okay, unless the town board disagrees, because I know Corey's here, can we talk about Gusmaker quick before we get to the regular business? We can close the public hearing. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing on the chicken law. And have to refer to the town board for further, I'll have a motion to refer to the town board for further consideration.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll get that eventually, got 3 more years to go.